Greetings everyone. Allow me to introduce myself alongside with my team. I am Joel, and with me are Hao Rong, Kai Yuan, and Jaren from BBS 65 Group A. Today we will be presenting our organization management issues presentation on Pfizer. Established in 1849, Pfizer is a leading biopharmaceutical company dedicated to apply science and resources to improve health and well-being at every stage of life. Two of the major series of events that Pfizer was called upon were the most recent COVID-19 pandemic and during the Second World War. Pfizer's core operations are research and development, manufacturing and supply chain, and having the global world presence. Also, to sum up the introduction to Pfizer, the slogan which they carry along is breakthrough that change patients' lives. Okay, and over here we have a simplified timeline of Pfizer as it goes all the way back to 1849, where cousins Charles Pfizer and Charles Erhardt founded the company. So during the Second World War in 1941, Pfizer responded to an emergency from the US government to hasten the manufacture of penicillin to treat Allied soldiers fighting in the war. Next, in the recent decade during 2010, Ian Read joined as a Pfizer Chief Executive Officer, where he served as the Senior Vice President and Group President of the worldwide biopharmaceutical businesses. Up to the most recent pandemic of COVID-19, and Pfizer leads the world in developing a vaccine in response. On the organization management issues, we will be revolving around COVID-19, where three main problems occurred. So firstly, we have resources scarcity, where the world was facing limited materials and manpower. Secondly, on the legal side, where concerns are raised on the quality of the vaccine. And lastly, availability of the vaccine, storage and transportation of the vaccine at temperature sensitive comes as a challenge. So right now, I'll pass on my time to Hao Rong, where he will be discussing on the first issue.
Thanks, Joel. Today, I want to talk about the challenges faced during the COVID-19 vaccine production process by Pfizer, so particularly in scaling up its workforce to meet the urgent demand. First, Pfizer had to rapidly expand its workforce. This meant hiring a significant number of new employees, including temporary workers, to support the increased manufacturing efforts. But it wasn't just about hiring. Many of the existing workers had to be retrained. The production of the COVID-19 vaccine required specialized skills, and so existing employees had to be equipped with new knowledge and abilities to handle these critical tasks. Now, the increased workload took a toll. With tight deadlines and high expectations, the team had to work extended shifts over time to meet production goals. This pressure, while necessary to get the vaccine out as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, created a significant strain on the workforce. The risk of burnout was high as employees were pushed to their limits in an effort to meet the critical timelines. So in summary, Pfizer's workforce scaling efforts were essential to meeting the global demand for the vaccine, but it came with its own set of challenges, which is from rapid hiring and retraining to managing employee well-being under intense pressure. Now, let's take a look at the other critical challenge Pfizer faced during the vaccine production, which is securing a steady supply of raw materials. So initially, Pfizer relied on external suppliers for many of the key raw materials needed for vaccine production. However, as the global demand for vaccines surged, securing these materials became a critical issue. The pandemic caused widespread disruptions across global supply chains, and with the raw materials for the vaccine in high demand, Pfizer struggled to source the necessary components from its suppliers. In addition to securing the supply, Pfizer had to maintain the quality and consistency of these materials. This was especially challenging given the fast-paced nature of the vaccine rollout. Any deviation in material quality could have a direct impact on the final product. So, ensuring that each batch met stringent quality standards required continuous testing and monitoring. So in short, The pressure to meet global demand for vaccines was compounded by supply chain disruptions, and maintaining quality amidst these challenges was absolutely vital to ensure the safety and efficacy of the vaccine. Next, I'll discuss how Pfizer addressed manpower challenges during the production of the vaccine in record timing. When Pfizer and BioNTech partnered in March 2020, the urgency to develop and distribute a vaccine brought unique challenges, especially in managing manpower. To address this, Pfizer selected two key facilities in Perth, Belgium, and Kalamazoo, Michigan, chosen for their infrastructure and expertise. They leveraged their existing workforce, upskilling and streamlining processes for maximum efficiency. By integrating automation and advanced technology, they reduce the burden on human labor while maintaining high standards. Logistical coordination were formed across multiple locations to solve problems in real time, allowing Pfizer to quickly scale productions. The result was a successful production of millions of vaccine doses in record time, showcasing their resilience and adaptability. This approach serves as a remarkable example of how a company can overcome manpower shortages through innovation, collaboration, strategic planning, and the lean production. Now I'll talk about how Pfizer managed their inventory during the production of COVID vaccines. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Pfizer made a strategic decision to invest in developing its own raw materials, including active ingredients and key components for its vaccine. This investment allowed Pfizer to reduce reliance on external suppliers, minimizing risks associated with supply chain disruptions during periods of uncertainty like a global health crisis. By securing a steady supply of these essential materials, Pfizer ensured that production could scale up quickly without waiting on third-party suppliers. This agility will be crucial for responding to future health emergencies, allowing Pfizer to react more swiftly and efficiently when global demand for vaccines or treatments surges. Another key component for Pfizer's strategy was building up reserves of critical raw materials in advance. This proactive inventory management helped avoid shortages during the pandemic, especially when demand spiked unexpectedly. By having enough stock on hand, Pfizer ensured they could continue production without delay, even during high-pressure moments. In uncertain times, such as a pandemic, predicting how much of a product will be needed and when can be a challenge. However, Pfizer's ability to manage inventory dynamically and adjust their supply chain in real time helped them meet changing demand. This flexibility allowed Pfizer to ramp up production quickly and, just as importantly, scale down when needed, helping optimize resources and avoid waste. During the crisis, Pfizer's ability to quickly access necessary raw materials played a crucial role in maintaining efficient production. So in the future, this means Pfizer can respond rapidly to any global health emergency, ensuring vaccines or treatments are produced and distributed effectively to meet global needs. Managing inventory in an environment with uncertain demand requires robust supply chain strategies. Pfizer integrated technology, data analytics, and real-time tracking to optimize its processes. This advanced approach will be vital in future pandemics, where global disruptions and sudden demand spikes could otherwise cause significant delays in production and delivery.
Hi, my name is Kai Yuan, and I'll be talking about Challenge 2 legal issues. In November 2023, there was a lawsuit filed against Pfizer by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. He claims that Pfizer has a vaccine efficiency rate of 0.85% based on 2 months of clinical trial data. He also claims that the pandemic worsened after people started taking the vaccines. As he quoted, Pfizer intentionally misrepresented the efficacy rate of its COVID-19 vaccine and censored persons who threatened to disseminate the truth in order to facilitate fast adoption of the product and expand its commercial opportunity. So Pfizer learned about the lawsuit from media reports, and in their response, they sought information from the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. They also claimed that since the lawsuit was based on 2 months of clinical trial data, it was not feasible. And then they coordinated with the FDA to disclose FDA records to the public. In their quote, to promote transparency and the public's confidence in the vaccine. In December 2024, the lawsuit was dismissed. Pfizer was protected under the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act, the PrEP Act. And what does this PrEP Act do? It grants immunity to companies during public health emergencies. In January 2025, Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a notice of appeal. So the solution for the lawsuit. In operations management, we have learned of the 5 whys technique. Pfizer could apply the 5 whys technique to explore the cause and effect relationships and enables root causes to be resolved. So they can ask, why were the data premature? Why were there false claims? Why was information withheld? Why was there miscommunication between Pfizer and the public? And why was the lawsuit filed late? In doing so, they can identify what are the root causes to be resolved. So they can ensure all vaccine efficacy data, clinical trial results, and adverse event reporting are meticulously collected, documented, and publicly available. And this can help to promote transparency, as transparent processes can prevent allegations of misrepresentation. Secondly, they can do third-party audits to validate on the data collected. They can conduct regular third-party audits to validate the claims about the product performance and safety.
Hi, my name is Jaren and I'll be talking about challenge number 3, which is regarding about cold chain logistics. In order for Pfizer vaccine to be efficient, the vaccine had to be stored at a very low temperature of -70 degrees while it's being distributed globally. This is a challenge Pfizer faced as there isn't a tool that can store vaccine at a very low temperature while transporting the vaccine. So they had to develop a product that can solve limited infrastructure globally for ultra cold storage, ensuring compliance during long distance transport and maintaining cold temperatures in rural or underdeveloped regions. Since Pfizer must deliver their vaccine to countries globally and the vaccines are temperature sensitive, they have to develop a product that can maintain a low temperature of -70 degrees Celsius. If not, the vaccines will be inefficient, which will lead to wastage. So they developed a thermal shipping container with GPS-enabled temperature monitoring to actively track the location and temperatures during the delivery. They will be able to monitor the temperature of the vaccine to prevent temperature diversion. This will aid in the efficiency for the vaccine to work at the ideal temperature. Some countries may face issues storing the vaccine at the ideal temperature, but the thermal shipping container help to solve the problem as they can refill dry ice every 5 days for up to 30 days of storage. Pfizer also partnered with logistic companies such as DHL and UPS to assist in the transportation of vaccine. They also help to build storage facilities that will cope in the distribution and storage of vaccines. Pfizer also trained healthcare workers on proper storage and handling of the vaccines. With the development of thermal shipping container with GPS-enabled temperature monitoring, the result and impact is significant as it successfully distributed to over 120 countries within months of approval. They also ensured 99.9% compliance with temperature requirements. Operational strategic contribution which minimized wastage due to temperature failures resulted in higher efficiency. For scalability-wise, Pfizer developed reusable containers and reduced reliance on single-use material. So in conclusion, COVID-19 happened and was unforeseen. Thus, 3 challenges highlighted are issues that Pfizer can take away from and can be better prepared in the future. Key takeaways such as the 5 whys technique will help to identify the root causes of issue, and proactive inventory management will aid in better response to unforeseen demands. Lastly, operational strategic contribution as seen with the invention of thermal shipping container will lead to high efficiency and less waste, which is good product quality control management. Thank you very much.